everybody, welcome back. Alright, so if you recall, last week we did the clove hitch, and I mentioned that if you do want to make sure that your clove hitch doesn't come undone, as we had shown, that you could always put a stopper knot in there. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use Ashley's stopper knot. This is a stopper knot when there's a large hole or slot that needs to be blocked. And for me, this one just seems like it's pretty good because when you do your clove hitch and you've got it tied around so that you're not slipping. Well, what you can do is at the end, right? So you make your loop and you bring your working end over your rope like so. Oops. Make sure we have plenty. Now what you do is you bring it over both. You bring it over the entire loop and you bring it down in through on top of itself. And then you bring it through the loop. And so it's when you make your stopper knot, you have a large size knot. However, if you do it correctly, when it comes time to undo it, like all the knots, if you tie them correctly, they're pretty easy to come undone. The problem is when you just randomly tie a knot and then it's like, well, you're stuck out of the way. So, again, basically, we're going to do this. You make a big loop. You go over the top. Then you come around the entire loop, and then you bring it down in on itself. So this one has come around, and you're going to go through itself, and then finally you bring it up through the loop. Gave it too much slack. Alright, Ashley's stopper knot. Over the top, over the whole thing, down through, and then through the loop. There you go. And as you can see, it's a pretty large knot. There's my thumbnail for comparison. And so, let's say that you've got the rope in, for instance, with the clove hitch. Well, if this is on both sides of it, your rope's not going to come loose at all. Ooh, kind of blurry. Wait, because. Alright, hold on just a second here. Okay, so I went and I got our stick from Tessin Armora. So again, with your clove hitch, right? You bring it over, then you bring it over the top. So you make an X. So you're making an X on whatever it is. So there's your X for your clove hitch. Then you bring it down. Okay. And then you bring it up through here. So, with this stopper knot, you've got a clove hitch that's definitely going to hold. Now, a lot of time, with something this is not that smooth. If it was smoother, then this is definitely going to be helpful when you tie your clove hitch, because that way you've got the stopper knot to prevent your clove hitch from slipping. So that's why this is very useful to do. And of course, like always, when it comes time for you to loosen it up, you can just pull on it and it comes right out, right loose. So So, okay, and this is the last knot of January, so let's just kind of recap. So, originally, we had the sheet bend. Let's untie all of this, and we're going to do a little recap of the month. Untie that. All right, so you've got your boat and this is the line to your boat. Oh, but where you need to tie it off, it's too far away, so you have to get another rope. All right, so then what we do is we take our anchor rope and we come up through here. Then we bring it around and we bring it up like so. Boom. So now we've used a sheet bend to tie two pieces of rope together, and this is very secure, but yet it'll come undone very easily. Alright, so now, alright, okay, and we don't want the rope to slip, so first we're going to do Ashley's stopper knot. So we make it, okay, boom, boom. We come around the whole knot, come down on top of itself, and then boom. Alright, so now we have Ashley's stopper knot in there. Alright, so now we come up to where we're tying off our boat, and it comes over the top. And then we make our X. And then we bring it up underneath the X. And now we have our clove hitch. So now, using these three knots, we have definitely made sure that our boat is not going to leave us in the middle of the night. Sheet bend, clove hitch, Ashley's stopper knot. These three knots, they work really well together. This is why it's so important to know the right knot for the right situation, so that when you need to do whatever it is in survival that you need, you have the right knot at your fingertips, so to speak. But anyway, so that brings the month of January to a close as far as our knots go. There's not another Friday in January, so next month we'll be exploring some more knots. In fact, we're going to be exploring more knots all year round. So hopefully you find some of these knots useful. I'm trying to use scenarios so that you can see where the knots might come in useful. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Love having you here. We are definitely growing. After you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell button down there so you get all the notifications for my new videos. They do come up every day at 6. I'm trying to have a new video up there. Every day of the week is something new, and if this is your first time here, fantastic. If you haven't already, again, please hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to leave me a comment, let me know if you know any of these knots and how well you use them. All right, that's it. So until tomorrow, have a great day.